Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to play the B minor chord. So sometimes it's labeled as a big B and a little M. So let's think about the notes, because all of the kind of normal chords, if inverted commas, normal chords, the major and the minors, they're normally made up of 3 notes, and that's called a triad. Okay, a triad of notes. Tri means 3, like triangle, you know, hopefully that makes sense. But the 3 notes of a B minor chord are B, D, and F sharp. Okay? And there's a few ways you can play it. There's some kind of easier ways, and there's some more tricky ways with the bar chords. But let's go through the easier ways just to start with. Now, in another class, I spoke about the caged system. Okay, the caged system, which is where you use the shapes down here. So if you know your C chord, your A chords, minor and major, and your G, C, A, G. Now we're going on to E, major and minor, and then your D shape, D major and D minor. Okay, so that's kind of like your caged shapes. So using all of those patterns, those shapes, you can play down the neck a little bit. If you can't bar, then you can use the capo, okay? But let's go for some of the triads, the mini chords that you can use. So for me, one of the easiest ones is this one here. So we're putting our finger across the 7th fret of the thinnest, 2nd thinnest, and 3rd thinnest. So if you can't bar like that, do a mini bar, you can do a little A, or you can use these 3 fingers across those 3 strings, all on the, squish it into the 7th fret. So it seems like the easiest, maybe it's not. Let me know in the comments if it's too tricky, and I'll try and find an easier way for you. Another mini triad you can do is you put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the thinnest string, the thin E. Then you put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, the 2nd thinnest string, and then you put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the doodah here, 3rd string, the G string. So we've got this kind of diagonal. Some people might have learned the F like that. So 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string. So this kind of diagonal line, 2, 3, 4 across 3 strings. So that's like a mini B minor, mini B minor. Now if you know the D minor shape, you can play it up here. So although they sound different, they're using the same 3 notes. Okay, so that's some mini ways. You've got the diagonal line that connects 3. You've got the straight line. And then you've got the D minor shape, which is like a zigzag. So middle finger on the 11th fret of the G string, the 3rd string. Your 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 2nd string, the B string. And then your 1st finger on the 10th fret of the E string, the thinnest string. Okay, so that's kind of like your 3 minor chords from the cage system. Because C, we don't have a C minor unless you do it like that, which is quite tricky. It's just not, it's a bit tricky. So some other ways you can play it is, you've got the A minor chord here, if you know that, which is the 2nd fret of the 4th, 3rd strings, and then your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. So you might not be able to see it, but you go to the 2nd string, 1st fret, then your middle finger goes to the 4th string, the D string, 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger goes to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So you get this A minor shape from the cage system. Now if you move it up to, and you just played those 3 strings, the B, G and D strings, or the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings, you get this A minor shape moved up and that's the next bit of the B minor chord from the bar. So if you want an easy B, you put your capo on the 2nd fret and you play the A minor shape, and that gives you the so the capo's not working very well. That gives you a B minor. Now if you can bar, that's great. You can get your finger and place it across the 2nd fret, okay? If this is the kind of your first time barring, what I recommend doing is just using your first finger and squishing it with your thumb against the back, okay? So kind of latching on like a crocodile, and then just put the pressure on and just play and take it off, then put the pressure on and play the next string and just release the pressure a bit and just keep pushing through until all of them are coming through. If you've got some buzzy ones, it means you need to move your finger up or down, or you need to push a lot harder. So it might be uncomfortable. That's kind of how you do it. So that's one part of the bar, is just kind of pushing your finger down. Now that will help you with lots of other chords, so it's not wasted time there, even if it's uncomfortable. Then, using your 2nd, 3rd and 4th finger to make that A minor. So now your 2nd finger is on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Your 3rd finger is on the 2nd fret, 4th string, D string. And your little finger is on the 2nd fret of the G string, 3rd string, sorry. And you move that up 2, and then you add the bar in. It's going to be, it might be uncomfortable, so that's why I thought I'd show you some 3-finger methods. There's also the, so that's the bar, getting distracted here. So if you use the side of your finger where it's a bit more bony, that's going to be easier to push down the strings, okay? But everyone's fingers are different. You're going to have to wiggle it around until you get the sound out. And if it's uncomfortable, just take your hand off, relax, and then just try again. Give it a strum. If it's not coming out, don't worry, just take your hand off and then just keep trying, and eventually you will be able to do it. It might take a few days, might take a few weeks, might take a few months, but you just got to keep trying to do it, because in the end, once, like riding a bike, once you've done it, you're good, okay? You're good for life, more or less. Right, the next place to do the minor chord is using the E minor shape. So we know the E minor down here, which is the 2nd fret of the 5th string, the A string, and 2nd fret of the D string, 4th string. So if you use your 3rd and 4th fingers this time, instead of your first 2 or your middle 2, then when you move it up, you're going to move it all the way up to the 9th fret, these 2 fingers, and then you're going to bar across the 7th fret, okay? So again, if you haven't barred before, you find the bar tricky, just do the bar by itself, 7th fret, push down, try and play each string one at a time. And then once you kind of got that and you're going through and you're taking your hand on and off and try and get used to the placement, then you can add these 2 in on the 9th fret of the A and D strings, the 5th and 4th strings. It creates this really nice B minor. If you're struggling with the bar but you really want to play this particular song, have a go at using the capo again. You can do it on exploded. You put it on the 7th fret this time. So once it's on the 7th fret, this is acting like your finger here, and then you can play the E minor shape, how you normally play it. Okay, and then the D minor shape is up here. So it's not technically a bar, but if you put your first finger on the 9th fret of the D string, 4th string, then you put your 3rd finger on the 11th fret of the G string, 3rd string, put your little finger on the 12th fret of the B string, just there, and then your middle finger on the 10th fret of the E string, the first string. So you kind of go second finger, fourth finger, third finger, first. Okay. And then if you want to bar it, you could put it across the 9th fret and then do the D minor shape. So you can leverage the capo, you can do the mini chords, you can do the full bars. There's lots of ways to play the B minor. There's one final way, which I'll have to work out quickly. So there's like a D7 shape, which I'll show you in a second. Yeah, it's this little D7 shape where you're on the 12th fret, 11th fret, and the 12th fret. So your middle finger is on the D string. So that's your D notes. Remember, we have F sharp, D, and B as the 3 notes. So we've got B here, which is going to be your 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the B string, 2nd string. You're then going to be playing D with your middle finger on the 4th string, 12th fret, and then you're going to be playing F sharp with the 11th fret of the G string, the 3rd string, so it makes this little triangle here. And if you can, put your little finger on that B, which is the 14th fret of the A string. So not too easy, to be honest, but still sounds pretty cool. You could do that. Alright, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have a favourite way of playing your B minor. Let me know if you get stuck and I'll be happy to help. So let me know in the comments and take care. Alright, bye.